Harry, this is the Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto Was Neglected and Ate Two Devil Fruits, Part 3. Now, you're all wondering, wait, what? You're actually doing Part 3 instead of like doing another What If and then not doing Part 3 and actually going to wait for a couple of years and months and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm doing Part 3. Now, what's it called? I know Part 1 is doing good, Part 2 is doing decent. And I don't even know if people really want Part 3 because people really didn't comment. But I don't care about any of that because, well, I like this What If series that I'm doing somewhat. Because I have an idea and how that I want to kind of end it a little bit. But yeah. But we go into, what's it called? Andrew. Wait. We go back into Naruto and Neru. Basically, Naruto's name is actually named Eneru. But yeah, before I go into this What If, I should also mention subscribe to Anime Sensei, Iconic What Ifs, Over to What Ifs, and also Anime King, because this What If was actually expired by Anime King 2. What If Naruto was put through hell and was adopted by the raikage? It's similar, but it's not really. I just kind of changed a couple things, but yeah. But other than that, let me go into Naruto. Naruto is right now looking into the ocean. He is right now on top of the ocean. How? You might ask. Well, he's on top of, a cloud. And you're wondering, how can he float on that cloud? Well, this cloud is not made by any normal way you actually think it would actually be made with. This cloud is actually made with, a special type that you might find in One Piece, like a Skypia is made like. Yes, this kind of cloud that Naruto's on is basically kind of a cloud that has been there for a couple millennia years. This is where Naruto is looking to the blue ocean, and this is where he's thinking, Raikage-sama and Minato Namikaze. When I get very, very prepared, one day, I will crush all of you. You hear me? I'm going to murder all of you. I don't give a shit who the hell you are. 5 great nations, Leaf Village, Cloud Village. I don't give a shit if you're the Biju of the damn Nine Tails or not. Let me say that again. This is where Naruto says, I and Neru, the dragon, will destroy everything you fucking care to love. So, we go into somewhere in the Leaf Village. Well, not even the Leaf Village. We go into Iron Country, and it's right now, the Raikage is kind of pissed at Minato. How the fuck did he lose Naruto Uzumaki? Also known as Andaru for him. This is where he is kind of like screaming at Minato and how the fuck did he lose him? And Jiraiya is also screaming at Minato for being a fucking moron. How? This is where Minato was like kind of scared because if he goes back home, Kushina's going to be screaming at him. And also villagers kind of annoy him with saying, bring the demon so we can kill him, blah, blah, blah. This is where, Minato's life is not going as planned at all. This is where Jiraiya says, God damn it, Minato, you already got them Seal Master. How did Naruto manage to escape? Didn't he have chakra suppression seals on him? This is where the Raikage hears about it and says, what the hell do you mean you had my fucking son in chakra suppression seals? This is where Minato says, that was the only way to calm him down. If I didn't, he would have killed a bunch of people, and this alliance thing that you would have asked would never actually happen. This is where, the Raikage says, fine. Darui and Sia right now are just like sweat dropping. This is where the Raikage is saying, don't like you, and you lost my son. For God, crying out loud, you could have kept the damn Nine Tails. I didn't give a shit. Naruto is the only thing I probably cared about. He's saying in his head because he doesn't want to admit, kind of a soft spot towards Minato right now when he's screaming at Minato. This is where, well, the what's it called, Mafume, who is basically the Iron Country Iron Country kind of leader named Mafume, is kind of like telling the Raikage to calm down and not break any more tables, because they already went to like 15 of them. So yeah, this is where, Darui is really kind of getting irritated. He's really wanting to kind of send lightning straight to Minato. Even C. This is where, Killer B kind of was also there because he was just with his bro trying to calm him down. This is where Killer B says, yo, bro, come on. It's fine. We can find him, yeah. This is where Killer B has stopped rapping and actually started talking kind of normally and kind of saddened. This is where Mafume says, please, all of you calm down. Please don't start a war right now in the middle of my country. I do not want that. Minato Mikaze, why did you, is this the only reason you came here to kind of say? This is where Minato says, no. Is there any other way to have an alliance with you, Raikage? The Raikage says, no. The only fucking alliance thing I wanted to have is Naruto with. If you don't find Naruto, then there's no alliance here. This is where Minato switch up and says, damn. This is where, Mafume says, how about that? So interesting. This is where, someone laughs and kind of twirl around, like he twirls something around his like fingers and kind of laughs, like mostly it's like a staff and all that. Or not even a staff, it's a cane. And this person is laughing, saying, how interesting all of you are, isn't it? So interesting. Seeing you, the big buff dude, very angry at the kind of scrawny looking blonde person. This is where the Raikage like turned his head real fast towards where that laugh came from. Even Mafume, even what's called Minato. Minato was confused. Who is this person and what is he doing? This person is pale white and has a top hat and kind of dressed pretty nice. He's dressing pretty goddamn nice. Of course, he also has this person is wearing kind of like a black and kind of flower shirt outfit and all that, black pants and all that. He also has a top hat already mentioned. He has 2 earrings, they're made out of gold and all that, in his like ears. He also has, pale white skin, I should mention. And the cane that he has is red, and he's right now twirling around his hand. This is what he's kind of saying, hello there, Raikage-sama, and even Hokage-sama. This is where the Raikage says, who the hell are you? Because he's still pissed. This is where this person tips his hat and saying, my name is, this is where this person says, oh, my name is Lafito. This is where, Raikage says, who? Okay, you already say your name, but how the hell did you get in here? Even Mafume is confused. He had multiple guards all around. He doesn't even know how this person got in. There's no windows, there's no nothing, but this person managed to get in. This is where this person says, oh, you see here, I was just sent by my lord, my king, lord, person that will rule over the 5 great nations. He said that last part very quietly and no one actually heard him. This is where Lafume says, but I was sent by my lord, my king, the person you betray. This is where they were confused in who the hell they betray. And this is where Lafume says, but whatever with that, right? I'm just here to talk to the Raikage here. Hello there, Raikage-sama. I want you to kind of not do the alliance with the Hokage. Minato was confused. Why is this person asking not to do an alliance? This is where Lafume says, the reason why I am here to stop this whole alliance thing is because my lord will kind of be happy if you don't do this alliance. He would forgive you, Raikage-sama, for your betrayment in 1 year ago. 1 year ago. This is where, he's still twisting or kind of twirling the cane around his hand. And of course, this is where, he puts the cane down while saying that. This is where, this person looks like to be like 6'5" or something, and he looks to be tall as fuck. This is where, the Raikage says, betrayed 1 year ago. No, Andrew? Well, not Andrew. Amaru? Well, not Bleh. I'm saying it wrong, am I? Eneru? He says, Eneru? It's a word of me says. Of course! Raikage-sama, who do you think I'm talking about? My Lord and Savior. And Amaru. Yeah, Amaru. It's a word that Raikage says. So, he's alive, isn't he? That's where Lufume says, of course! Why do you think he's dead? He's alive and well, and he's my lord and, well, has an army. Well, not an army, I would say. Just a couple of people decide to help him in his need. So, Raikage-sama, will you take that offer and not be in alliance with, well, the Hokage? This is where the Raikage kind of looked at Minato, and Minato was confused. Wait, he then thinks about that name. Why did the Raikage say that name? What's it called? Neru. This is where, well, he's thinking of where he has heard that name. He remembers Naruto saying his name was Neru and not Naruto. This is where he widened his eyes and says, Naruto? He's alive? This is where, well, Luffy says, oh, that's the name you want to call him. That's the name that my lord told me that he hates. He despises that name. He will rather burn in hell than ever be called Naruto again. He loves the name that the Raikage gave him, but at the same time he hates it. But then again, he doesn't care. But yes, Minato Namikaze. Yes, and Neru is saying that he doesn't want this alliance to happen. The reason why is, well, he wants to destroy Konoha while getting the, well, Cloud Village involved. This is where Minato widened his eyes, and this is where Minato was about to like pull out his three-pronged kunai. And this is where Mufume says, guards, get this person. This is where guards started appearing and started rushing towards Lufume. And Lufume says, aw, you people are no fun. This is where he appears right next to Minato Namikaze. His eyes are kind of glowing red. This is where Lufume says, like I said, my lord hates your guts. He hates you and your existence. This is where Lufume says, but other than that, bye. This is where Lufume just skips away, and of course the guards are chasing him, but he's just easily outrunning them. This is where, well, the Raikage is thinking, Naruto's alive, but where? Damn it! He would have turned on his lightning cloak, but seems that this person was not attacking, and mostly talking about Naruto so freely, his lord. This is where Minato was confused. Did Naruto gather people? Jiraiya was confused even more, so Jiraiya decided to disappear to go find Lufume. When he went towards where the guards were chasing him, all the guards were confused, and Jiraiya was even more confused because he didn't feel a single trace of chakra from this person. That was the most confusing thing. When he was next to Minato, and Minato was seeing Lufume right next to him, kind of like bending down and kind of like looking at him with a creepy ass smile. And of course, this is where, well, Jiraiya tried to feel the chakra, but didn't feel any chakra from this person. This person just walks away and is right now going towards, Aneru. This is where we go into Naruto. Naruto is right now just looking at his people, looking at his palace in the clouds. This is where a man walks in, and this is where mostly 3 people walk in, or not 3 people, 4 people walk in. One that's somewhat a machine, and someone's just kind of really big, and of course, mostly his like chest is really big, his like legs is kind of small, but this is where he has like a hat with ears, and this is where he says, hello there, Eneru's Sama, my lord. This is where he kind of like fell down a little bit, like put his, well, legs somewhat down and kind of tried to bow down, yeah. That's where the next person next to him was a man with, well, a blue hat, yellow eyes, but it would have been red in the manga, but yellow. Yellow eyes, very yellow. And of course, this is where he has like kind of, well, not blue hat, mostly a purple hat purple kind of jacket, of course, kind of white pants, a cross that he has. But this cross kind of, there's two necklaces that's actually with him. One is a cross, one is actually something about his family. And of course has a giant ass sword. This is where his name is, well, the first person is named, what's it called? This person, well, the first person was a robot, and his name is Kuma. He's actually, well, a design of an actual person that used to live thousands of years ago, 10,000 years ago, and of course was kind of like a copy version of the actual original Kuma. So of course, yeah, that's where the other person. His name is Mihawk, the 20, well, not 20, the 10th, yeah, the 10th. Mihawk the 10th. Basically meaning that he's actually a, like, great grandson of Mihawk. This is where the next person next to him is someone descended from Doflamingo. Doflamingo, this person is named Dofli? Just Dofli. His name was Dofli, what's it called? Dofli, Donksy, yeah, Donksy. So, of course, this is where he says, "Hello, my lord." This person has, well, pink glasses. Kind of like, well, not pink glasses. They're kind of pink and red shades. Of course, has, like, blonde hair. Kind of short a little bit. But, of course, just short. It's very tall. He's wearing a fancy kind of, like, pink feather coat. And, of course, he is kind of wearing no shirt. So, yeah. And, of course, he has, like very short pink shorts or whatever, not pink shorts, very short pants that only reaches up to his ankle, but that's all. Of course, this is where he's wearing kind of like black shoes or whatever, and he's saying, "Hello there, my lord." Doflamingo and third in command. This is where Kuma says, first in command, Mihawk 10th, and second in command, Dofi, and third command. That's where the last person says, "Crocodile." This is where this person did have another fur coat, had a cigarette, didn't have a scar, instead had a scar near his eye, and this is where his name was Crocodile. Basically also a grandson of, well, Crocodile, who was trying to take over Alabasta, the king of the desert. This is where Crocodile says, "Crocodile, fourth in command." That's where Naruto smiles and says, "Ah, hello there. First, second, third, fourth in command." So, how's the army doing? That's where Kuma says, "The army is doing good, my lord. The army is right now trying to build more machinery from back then. Ancient machinery weapons. We are trying to discover all the weapons that was, well, kind of passed down from different little bloodline generations. We are trying to figure out how the devil fruits were created. We're probably figuring out, but not much. Well, not devil fruits were created. The machinery, mostly like the ancient technology." This is where, next to him, Mihawk says, "Well, my side is actually doing good. The swordsmanship and all them others are right now learning. Noah Zoro, well, Zoro, what they call, Zoro Noah the 14 is, well, doing good. He's learning on his 3-sword style from his, like, great-great-grandfather. This is where the reason one thing is wrong with him is, well, he gets lost. His directions is terrible. I feel like he ate some kind of weird devil fruit that just gets him lost every damn time." This is where Aneto nods, says, "Good. How about you, third in command?" Dofi says, "Oh, well, we're still trying to figure out how devil fruits are actually made, how they are made. Of course, from my great-grandfather's kind of, well, little kind of experiments back then, were kind of experimenting on how they made devil fruits. They managed to make a devil fruit called a Laugh Laugh, no me. That devil fruit is kind of useless unless you want to make an entire army just laugh and kind of get rid of their kind of position. Naruto nodded. This is where he looks at, well, the last one, Crocodile. Crocodile was saying, ah, well, my team is doing pretty good. It seems that Luffy has came back with information about the Raikage and, well, the Yellow Flash. This is where Crocodile is somewhat, his command is kind of getting information, selling things, and other things in the black market, but also getting information. This is where Crocodile says, it seems that he managed to, well, get into, well, Iron Country and get some quite interesting information. It seems that Raikage is still very pissed at Minato Namikaze. The fact that, well, Minato Namikaze lost you, or he thought he lost you. Luffy kind of said some things that you asked him to say. Which, why did you ask him to say that? And Neru says, Crocodile, you see here, the reason why I told him to say those, those amazing words is easy. If they know I'm alive, the Raikage will probably break the alliance, seeing that I'm no longer in Konoha and no longer would be able to be taken out if I have an army behind me. Crocodile nods. This is where Crocodile says, but what happens if the alliance does go forward? This is where Anu kind of sighs. He takes a deep breath. And this is where Doffy, Mihawk, and even Kumata are ready to kind of jump away from Crocodile if Crocodile just get hit by a lightning strike. This is where Neru opened his eyes, showing his crystallized blue eyes. It's like very, very lightish blue eyes. Or did I say he was? Yeah, lightish blue eyes. With his blonde hair being very short and of course kind of being covered by his kind of like a white bandana on his top of his head. This is where Naruto says, the reason why is, well, if the alliance does continue on, well, that would just have to give us a little bit more problem. The reason why I ask Luffy to kind of, Lafito, to kind of tell him to break the alliance is not because I didn't want them to have power to fight against us. They won't be able to do anything, by the way. Their main resource is chakra and not hawking, which they can't hurt us at all. Which I don't want them to learn about hawking. Which I don't even think they're going to be able to learn because their main source is chakra. The reason how I managed to learn hawking is because I decided to neglect all my chakra. And all of you didn't have that same experience with chakra. Instead with your own life force. But I managed to be able to walk in hawking, all three hawkings. But my arbitration is the strongest. My armorman hawking is also strong, but my conqueror is the second strongest. Armorman is still kind of strong, but I still need more power in that. Just a little bit more training. This is where Neru says, but even if they do alliance, it might give us a little bit more problem. But if they were out of the alliance, we would have easily kind of just run through the 5 great nations without them even knowing what's happening and conquer them much easier than the difficult progress with the alliance. That's where Crocodile nodded. He says, I understand. That's where Doffy says, phew. This is where even Mihawk sighs also. And this is where, what's it called? Kuma was not really afraid, but he just stand there, being emotionless. Doffy and Mihawk was the only one to be scared of it. This is where, well, Naruto says, but you are all the smith. That was the only thing I wanted to ask. But, Crocodile, I want your men to go to the 5 great nations and find any good resources, any good information that I want on the Leaf Village. Maybe like a contest is happening. Maybe some weaknesses points. I also want them to find about Danzo Shimura, because when I get that man, I'm about to rip his neck out. This is where Naruto's body was right now crackling with so much lightning, and the fact that Naruto's eyes were pulsating with so much lightning around him. This is where Crocodile gets scared. It's where Naruto says, I'm going to fucking rip that man's neck out and make him eat it back again. Going to rip his damn arm, his eyes, his legs. I don't give a shit. That man is going to die. It's a where Crocodile does get on edge and he does get scared. A little bit. He doesn't pee himself, but he just gets scared because he doesn't want to get struck by lightning, even though he's made out of sand and is basically a Logia devil fruit that he managed to get from his great-grandfather. He still doesn't want to get hit by lightning because, well, Naruto can add, well, armament hawking towards his lightning, and it turns black and it actually affects any other devil fruit user who's actually a Logia, Permission, or even, well, a Zenin type. Yeah, this is where, well, Crocodile nodded and says, yes, sir. But before you leave, I also want information on my sister. My dear Uzumaki kind of sister and mother. And that bastard Namikaze. But I also want one more thing. I want to know if there's any contests happening. Anything around the Great Five Nations. Maybe in different villages. If you can find that, I'm going to make a perfect team to be sent there to break the village apart a little bit. Okay? This is where Crocodile nodded and says, I understood, sir. This is where Naruto says, then leave. This is where all four of them decide to leave and just disappeared into the shadows. This is where Naruto, he smiles this evil, dark intent. This is where Naruto says, oh, Minato Namikaze, Kushina Uzumaki, and my dear sister, and also Danzo Shimura, Raikage, Yujito, Killer Bee. Well, Raikage, if you do not do the alliance, I won't attack your village first. I wouldn't mention I wouldn't be attacking second. I will wait until the end. But all those people that I mentioned, I'm going to kill you and enjoy killing you for my betrayment. Especially you, Danzo, for your torturous training. Trying to brainwash me. Shame on you. But we go back into, well, the kind of, well, Iron Country. After the little incident, this is where Minato went back to his village, even the Raikage. This is where the Raikage did tell Killer Bee not to tell Yujito, and also not to tell Samui. Because if they hear about this, they will be kind of distraught. And the fact that Naruto has become this, well, powerful leader in some weird country, they don't even know where that person went. Of course, this is where, well, he tells C, Darui, and Killer Bee that it's an SS rank secret. Even him, if he accidentally says it, what's it called, A, that says it, then he will be trial for execution. He is telling them to not tell anyone. Okay? The alliance with Minato Namikaze. I don't know. I don't feel like doing the alliance now. Hearing that, well, Naruto, well, and Neru is alive, it's kind of giving me the fact that I want to help him. I don't want him to go down the same path that he would have went in original if we didn't help him. If we didn't meet him. This is where, well, Heyo kind of goes into his like office and kind of shuts the door and tells C and Darui not to let anyone in, even what's it called, Maobumi not to let her in either. His kind of assistant. This is where he can't really let anyone see what he's doing in his office. What Ayo is kind of doing in his office is actually crying. He doesn't want to show people the weakness that he has, but hearing that Naruto's alive made him happy, but then again, saddened. The fact that Naruto was able to run away from everyone for so long, 1 year entirely, and now having an army behind him and wanting to destroy Konoha. And also maybe his village. This village that, well, he showed to Naruto to love. But now Naruto has changed. He doesn't know if maybe it's because that damn Namikaze decides to change him. Maybe he said something stupid that kind of made Naruto angry. That made Naruto want to run away. Fully run away. Doesn't care if he died or not. That's where he says, stupid Namikaze, stupid. Is where he started crying more. But we go back into Minato Namikaze. Minato Namikaze managed to get back to his office. Did tell his what's it called, Anbus to get out of his room and also get that damn root Anbu out of here. Also, what's it called, tell his security, his secretary to not let anyone get into his office. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if it's his wife or not. Minato is right now trying to calculate. If Naruto has now have an army, he wants to know how big that army is exactly. He wants to know how big that army is. Can he be able to defeat it? Can his village be able to survive against Naruto's anger? That last time that he remembers, he goes back into that flashback, into that little memory of Naruto when he was pissed, when he wanted to destroy Konoha there and now. But when Kakashi was doing that seal, he saw that Naruto was being hurt since his chakra was being sealed. But Naruto was still able to use producing lightning from his body, but also be able to transform into lightning and send lightning from the sky. He didn't understand what happened. Did the Naito's influences? No, he didn't understand fully what happened there. But Naruto says, I'll destroy anyone. I will destroy everyone. I will destroy anyone that betrays me again. I will conquer your village and send it to hell. Of course, we go back into Minato Namikaze thinking of that. That horrible dream. He thought it was a dream. He thought it was just a nightmare. No, it was reality. Naruto was pissed. Naruto escaped. Naruto is no longer to be found. When Naruto was 11, now that he's 12, he doesn't know if the boy, if Naruto is a monkey, if the boy can understand can understand any of that. He understands that Naruto is still a kid, but seeing that Naruto is pissed against this village shows that Naruto's not going to be taken lightly anymore. Instead, he's going to destroy the village. He doesn't know when, how, and he's hoping that Jiraiya is able to find that man again. That person that was in the kind of Iron Country. That was managing to get through so many people, through so many guards, without having a single drop of chakra. He doesn't understand how. But he then just says, Minister started crying the fact that it was all his fault. It was all his fault. The fact that Naruto was neglected. If he thought of not neglecting Naruto, he should have just said that the Nine Tails was still into a jar, because they did have the purified jar and all that. This is where he said, damn it. Well, not the purified jar, it was like a gourd and all that. And this is where he said, I should have just said he was sealed, the Nine Tails sealed into that. The fact is my fault for neglecting him, for throwing him into an orphanage, for seeing not how nice this village is. It was all my fault. Kushina was angry. She's still now furious. Kushina actually divorced Minato Namikaze. She is pissed at Minato for the fact that her child disappeared again. For her child wanted to destroy this village. She is angry at Minato. This is where Minato says, I have no clue what to do. No clue. This is where, a door was heard at his knock. And this is where he says, go away. This is where he hears a girl's voice, like a little girl, being around, being 12 and all that. And she said, Dad? Can I come in? This is where Minato says, even though he then thinks about it. He goes up to his door, opens the door, sees what's it called, Minto. And Minto says, "Dad, are you okay?" She hugs him. This is where Minto did not tell Minto, or Kushina didn't tell Minto about her brother. So of course she doesn't know anything about that. This is where Minto says in his head, even though I can't save him, I definitely don't know if I can save him. And make him see how the village is good to him and not bad. If I can't do that, then what can I do? Ceiling suppressions do not work on him. I might have to kill him somehow. Doesn't worry. When he's thinking and hugging Minto about it, this is where Minto says, "Dad, are you fine? Are you okay?" This is where Minto fake smiles, even though Minto cannot see it. This is where Minto says, "Yeah, I'm fine. Just go to your mother and go talk to her, okay?" That's where Minto says, "Okay, bye." That's where, Minto leaves and Minto says, when? That's where he thinks about, when is Naruto going to attack? When is, no, not Naruto, and Neru going to attack? He does not know when Naruto is going to attack. This is where Naruto, we go back into Naruto. Naruto's right now outside training with his 2 devilfruits. He's training mostly with the wind now. The lightning he already trains to be very potent, but the wind he can now tries to control it more. Control the power of wind and lightning that he has. This is where Naruto, he's kind of neglecting his chakra to be able to use armament hacking, and other things. He has so much chakra, of course, but he doesn't give a shit about it. He does train in a little bit of jutsus that he gets from Killer B, but it gives him too much hatred towards Killer B, thinking that Killer B was just an actor. An actor to kind of make him see that he's a good person. While Naruto's pissed. That's where Naruto punches a pillar, shattering it. That's where Naruto's pissing. Oh. That's where Naruto's just complete angry. This is where a girl says, and Neru-sama. This is where Naruto twists, he turns his head so fast and sees a girl with kind of, how should I say, red hair, lightish blue eyes, and kind of scarlet red hair mostly. And of course she says, are you okay? This is where Naruto says, what's it called? Scarlet, what are you doing here? This is where Scarlet is someone to be kind of 12 years old, just like Naruto. But she says, I heard the anger noise and, kind of screaming, so I went to check it out. Is it you? This is where Naruto says, yeah, it's me. Don't mind me, I'm just kind of angry, still frustrated a lot. This is where Scarlet nodded and says, oh, then I should probably take my leave if you're angry. Naruto grabs her from the hand and says, no, it's fine. You can stay here. I don't really mind your presence. That's where she says, really? That's where Naruto nodded, saying, yeah, you can just stay here. That's where Scarlet says, so, wait, so, Naruto, or not Naruto, and Neru, how is your devilfruit and your Hawkins coming up to be? Are they strong just like Mihawk or not? This is where, Naruto says, no, not yet. Scarlet, I should mention what she's wearing. She's wearing this kind of long, not long, she's wearing a red kimono that has kind of roses on the pattern of her kimono and all that. But she also has a sword behind her. Kind of the sword being kind of has a black sheath. And of course the handle is kind of red and black. Of course the blade is very long as a katana, of course. And of course she says, well, training with Mihawk Sensei, shows for me to be good at sword, but I'm not good at his sword style. I hope to be kind of good like him, but I will not be able to. She kind of says that her armament hockey might be different from the others since others can use black armament hockey, but her armament hockey is kind of like scarlet red. A little bit kind of darker red, like crimson red, a little bit, but I don't know what's that reason. Naruto says, ugh. That's why Naruto says, I guess you're special, Scarlet. That's where Scarlet says, wait, really? Well, if I'm special, just like how you say, then I guess I'm special. That's where Naruto smiles and says, because, you see here, you're not the only one with special armament Hawking color. My armament Hawking is not black, but an actual kind of dark shade of blue and also dark shade of green. If that will answer your question. And so where she says, whoa, that's actually a beautiful color now that I think about it. That's where Naruto says, well, mostly colors. But not as beautiful as your hair. That's where she kind of flusters up and says, oh, I guess so. That's where Naruto says, hey Scarlet, have you ever decided well, how should I say? How would this sound weird? That's where she says, sound what? Have you ever decided to date people? This is where Scarlet says, we're way too young mostly. Well, she kind of asked Naruto about that, dating people. That's where Naruto says, well, we're too young, and, well, not really. That's where Scarlet kind of says, oh, okay. That's where Naruto says, why? Are you waiting for me to date you or something? When we're older? That's where she says, no. She goes flustered even more. Naruto laughs and says, interesting. This is where, well, we go back into the Leaf Village. We go into a couple months later. Like 4 months, well not even 4, 6 months has passed. The tuning exams is starting up. And of course, this is where Minato has not seen Naruto. Or even that one person that was in, well, Iron Country. He's seeing that, well, the tuning exam is going to start. He hasn't got any letter from Naruto. He hasn't got any message from Naruto. He doesn't know if Naruto's even a part of a nation. He doesn't really know anything. He has got like messages from the Mist Village because the Mist Village was actually helped by an unknown entity for, well, made to become the Hokage. Or not Hokage, the Mizukage. But yeah, of course we go into a flashback of what happened. Mei was kind of losing against Yagre because, well, even though Zabuza was with reinforcing some money and all that, and Haku, this is where, well, something happens. Well, the Three Tails became into his three-tail form, mostly Yagre, but of course lightning strike him down, making a giant hole, and Mei knew who this person was. Well, not knew him fully, just knew of him that he was the one to help her with his four in command, destroying any of the ninjas, cutting them to millions of shreds, drying them, even, well, sending blasts that would send destruction. This is where Mei met this person being named Haneru, and Naruto's height is not to be messed with. Even though he's 12 years old, he's actually pretty tall for being only 12 years old. Naruto's actually 6'6". Well, not 6'6". He is 6'7". He is actually someone super tall. This is why for only being 12 years old, he's really tall. That's where Naruto says, yeah, Naruto says, hello there, Mei-sama. I'm here to help you to become the Mizukage. Wouldn't that be helpful? This where Mei nodded, and she there became the Mizukage after Naruto striking down, well, the Three Tails with a lightning style that erased him and turned him into chakra. That's where Naruto says lightning discharge. Boom. Well, it says lightning discharge pillar. Boom. He was destroyed in an instant. Where that hole was now at, and the chakra was at, this is where Naruto made it to kind of look like water was just going in. Like it was just a water pool. This is where, well, May was horrified, but of course happy that she now got the village back. What became the new Mitsukage, thanks to someone named Neru. Now, of course, is where Naruto disappeared after helping her, but did give messages to her just in case for any resources and supplies that he needs. But this is where, well, we go into Minato Namikaze saying, I see, this village sending ninjas, waterfall, so many people are sending so many things. I wonder, does any of these say Naruto? All of them say just different villages, and never one that he hasn't heard about. Smaller villages have sent their own ninjas, but he has heard that in the past. This is where he just says, I might just have to look at the ninjas when they come. I don't think Naruto will be able to be on a ninja team. If he does, then it'd be kind of shocking. And then I'll be able to cap on him. Would I? He's thinking. He doesn't know. But this is where we go into, well, somewhere dark, deep underground in a place where only root almost be in. This is where Danto is in his throne saying that damn Naruto Jinchuriki man should get away. But of course, one of his bases was, well, one of his part of, well, the root Ambu kind of like apartments in the what's called underground was destroyed after 9 pillars of lightning destroys a couple of them, but also destroying so many root Ambus. Danto's now down to only 50 root Ambus. 50. He had 250 and now there's like only 50 of them. He is pissed. He wants a Naruto Jinchuriki. He needs the Naruto Jinchuriki. He needs the weapon so he can conquer Konoha and conquer other villages. With that raw power, he needs it. But we go somewhere else. Somewhere far away from, well, Danzo and everyone else. That's where we go into a laboratory. Well, laboratory. Laboratory. This is where, well, the Snake Man and his super hair companion were kind of looking at the sound ninjas. Well, not sound ninjas. Well, yeah, kind of talking to some sound ninjas. But this is where both of them decide to go to a room so they can plan out what to do next. That's where Jamari says, so, Kawato, you know the plan, right? Find information of the leaf village, and in the final tuning round, we will strike them down. After I give the little gift to the Uchiha boy, this is where Kawato nods and says, yes, my lord, I understand. This is where Jamari says, good. This is where, well, a sound ninja was like kind of hearing this. And of course, both Kabuto and Orochimaru do not see this person. But this person overheard all the information and smiles and got out of the sound village entirely and ran towards, well, somewhere that he needs to tell someone. That's where he kind of changed out of, well, his disguise. Not using chakra at all, but his clone devil fruit. That he's able to clone himself. Or not even clone himself. Mostly change his appearance. This person has, well, kind of like swans wearing on his kind of shoulders. It's where he says, I can't wait to tell Crocodile about this. I feel like Neru will be very, very pleased with that information I'm getting. So yeah, this is where we go into another place. Another place that's mostly kind of run by, well, people with red clouds. This is where Pain told all of them the Naruto Jinchuriki is not found yet. But has not been found and it's basically unknown where he's at. But if we do find him, we need to capture him because he is not protected by any what's it called? Well, village. And since he's not protected by any village, it'd be easy capturing him. All of them nodded. Even one member even nodded. This member kind of had dark skin, had a headband kind of crossed out, and of course, well, it was mostly crossed out of, well, what's called Stone Country, or not even Stone Country, of, well, Iron Country, and of course, this person was, well, kind of a spy in the Akasis. Really, he was actually there to kind of, well, get information on this organization. Of course, Crocodile Sama did tell him to do that. And because of Neru Lord, did tell him to kind of also do that. This is where this person is basically, he's able to transform his body into a blade. Mostly anywhere in his body, his hands or anything. This is where, well, this person's named Mr. 1. This is where the other person was named Mr. 2. And, well, Mr. 1 says, interesting. So they're basically looking for Naru-sama's old partner, that Biju. I guess I'll tell my lord about this. Well, mostly Crocodile about it. This is where we go into, well, the raikage, hearing about the tuning exams, and deciding to send some ninjas. Also, Noki sent some ninjas. This is where the Sand Village is also sending their own ninjas. And this is where we go into a 1 month. Well, not even 1 month. A one kind of 2 days ago. After that information. This is where Crocodile presents the information from Mr. 1, Mr. 2, and, well, other people that got the information. This is where Neru, who's right now just sitting on his throne, looking at Crocodile, looking at Dofi. Dofi has now figured out how to kind of create devilfruits, but takes a little bit too long of a process. And this is where, well, Kuma is right now also getting more machinery and more technology of ancient. This is where, well, he figured out about Pluton and other things. This is where, well, not Pluton, Pluto. Is it Pluto or Pluton? I don't remember. This is where, well, he looks at, well, Mihawk. And Mihawk has been saying that the excellent trainers have been, well, the samurais have been excellent in training in their swordsmanship. So yeah, they're good at that compartment. This is where Naruto nodded. This is where Naruto says, well, I will have to get a team to see what team I will send. But know this now, Dofi, Mihawk, and Crocodile, you will have to pick out the best student that is 12 years old and is eligible to go towards this tuning exam. And make sure that they know their mission is to kind of figure out more information from your Crocodile compartment. Mihawk, from yours, I want him to kill enough people, cut them down in a million pieces. And Dofi, well, instead of wanting someone to kind of get their technology and whatever, I want him to also do the same thing like Mihawk's student would be doing. Dofi nodded, Mihawk nodded, and Crocodile nodded. This is where they all were dismissed, and even Kumata. This is where, well, Naruto sighs and says, I knew something like this will happen. It's just a matter of time. This is where, well, someone walked up through his throne, and this is where Naruto, he already sensed who it was. A girl with blonde hair, pale blue eyes, and, well, looking at Naruto. This is where, well, Naruto says, hey, Junko-san, how can I help you? She says, oh, I want to go to the tuning exams. I heard about it. Naruto, he frowns. This is when Naruto says, why? That's where Junko says, well, because I want to just kind of make all of them feel despair for hurting my precious, well, favorite person out in the world. This is where Naruto smiles. And Naruto says, oh, is that so true? Naruto appeared right in front of Junko. Kind of already transformed his body into lightning and just appeared right in front of her. This is where Naruto kind of towers her a little bit. But this is where Naruto is kind of bending down a little bit. And kind of face to face with Junko. And saying, oh, is that so, Junko-san? Well, I would allow you to go. But I don't want to lose you to some bastards. So, instead, if, well, how should I say, if Dofi doesn't find a student, I will allow you to go with that team. And make sure you make them all feel despair. All of it. Make them all feel that they would have never wished to mess with us. This is where Junko nodded and says, yes, my lord, I will do as you please. This is where, well, she just appears and went to ask Dofi if she could go. This is where Naruto smiles and says, soon, Minato Namikaze, I will rip your fucking head off. This is where Naruto just transforms into lightning, going back onto his throne and just sits there. This is where I'm gonna leave it off for part 3 of What If Naruto Was Neglected and Ate 2 Devil Fruits. This is, well, the end of part 3. Now, I should mention one thing. I know it's not 1 hour. I would have done for 1 hour, but I'm still kind of thinking a little bit, but yeah. Now, I should mention one thing. You're wondering, so is One Piece connected to the Naruto world? Yes, the One Piece is actually connected to the Naruto world. Because, well, One Piece actually came before Naruto. Came before not Naruto. Came before the whole, the Sage of Six Path and all that. Came before Kaguya and all them other things. Came before Chakra. So, Haki, Devil Fruits, and other things were all, also, supernatural beings. All came before, the Age of Chakra. So, of course, One Piece was actually first. So, yeah. Because I know someone's going to ask me, but yeah. That's how it is. But, other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep, potato, and good night. Bye-bye. I'm going to sleep. Or because I'm kind of hungry, I'm eating cookies. Well, other than that, bye-bye.